Hi, welcome to Age Well Fitness. I'm Melissa, this is Smurf, and this is your chair-supported mobility session. So find a sturdy chair, something with a high back that you can lean on, and place it somewhere that it's not gonna move. I have mine on a yoga mat, so it has a sticky surface underneath it. It's not gonna slide as I lean into it. Go ahead, get yourself set up, and then come to a standing position. Root down through your feet, close your eyes, and take a few rounds of breath right here, just to let everything else go and check in with how you're feeling right here, right now. So deep breaths in and out, feeling into that expansion and contraction on the inhales and exhales. As you breathe here, as you're checking in, notice, is there any tightness anywhere? Does it feel easy to expand and contract through the rib cage? Is there any tightness in the chest, the throat, the neck? Just observe. 2 more breaths right here. Last one, big breath in and let it go. All right, starting to move with our ankles here. Place your hand on the chair for a little bit of balance support. You're gonna come off of one heel and just start to roll out the ankle a bit. Roll it one direction. You're also getting into your knee and your hip here. You're always moving with your range of motion, so just checking in with how this feels for you. Go ahead and switch directions. Same leg, different direction. Notice how this movement feels. Once more this direction, and then let that go. We'll move into the other foot. So lift off of your heel, start to roll it out one direction. Notice, how does this side feel compared to the other? And then switch directions, same leg, other way, internally or externally. And then let that go. Start to move into the wrists. You could shake out the hands, maybe make fists, fling the fingers, whatever feels good to check in with your wrists, your forearms, and your hands today. Let that go and start to move into your shoulders. Roll your shoulders up and back a few times, together or separately. It's noticing how this movement feels in the body. It might affect more than the shoulders. Maybe you notice this in your chest, your upper back, your side body, your neck. And then let that go and start to move into your neck. You could slowly turn your head side to side, up and down, checking out your range of motion that way. Or you could draw little half or full circles, whatever feels good for you, to notice how the neck is feeling and how this movement feels, maybe in the upper back and the chest as well. And then let that go. All right, so I'm standing toward the right of the chair. My left hand is gonna come onto the back of the chair. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle and then reach the right arm up and over toward the left. So little side leans here will come up through center, reaching up and over, stretching out the side body. If it doesn't feel okay to have the legs crossed like this, that's okay, no problem. You can keep both feet planted, just reaching up and over. Also, if you need to make modifications for your shoulders, maybe the hand comes behind the head or the hand comes across the chest if that feels better in the right shoulder. One more time right here, reaching up and over toward the left. And then come back through center. You're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna add a little cactus in the arm to further get into your shoulder. So reach the arm up or hand to your head, whatever feels best. And as you come up through center, we're gonna cactus the arm. So bend the elbow, spread the fingers wide, and then reach up and over. 2 more times here. Bend the elbow, spread the fingers wide. Last one, up and over. And then let that go. Excellent work. Start to turn toward the chair. Pardon me, Smurf. I'm going to place your right hand on the chair. Left hand's going to come onto your thigh to help support you as we start to stretch out that right shoulder. So start to bend your knees a little bit, drop the chest down toward the ground, holding onto the back of the chair to stretch the shoulder. Only go as far as feels okay in that right shoulder. So dropping the chest down toward the ground as low as you can, and then rising back up. You're always working with your end range. We're not trying to find pain. We're not trying to find a lot of tension here. You just want to feel a nice stretch in that shoulder, maybe through the right side of the chest as well. One more time, drop the chest down toward the ground, and then come back up through center. Nice work. Now we're going to move into your right leg. So both hands can come onto the back of the chair. So level one with this, we're going to pull the knee in toward the chest. So you're just going to bend that right knee, rooting down through the left foot, pulling the knee up in toward your chest. Now, if that feels pretty easy for you, hold on with the left hand and then pull the knee in with the right hand and let it go. Step the foot down, pull it in. You could grab behind the thigh or in front of the shin and drop it. Twice more, in and out. Last one, in and out. All right, keeping with that right leg, hands are on the back of the chair. We're gonna start with kicking your heel toward your seat, just to lengthen through the front of your hip and front of the thigh, kicking your heel toward the back of your seat. Now, if that seems easy for you, then again, you can take your hand, you're gonna grab onto the foot, pull the heel toward the seat, and release it. So when you do that, when you pull, try not to let the knee go out too wide. You want to see if you can bring the knees closer together. That's going to get more into your quad and your hip flexor. Once more here. And let it go. Heading into your hamstring, you're going to step that right leg forward. You're on the heel, straightening through the leg, both hands onto the chair, and start to sink the hips back. And then rise on up. So we're bending the left knee, but trying to keep the right leg straight. Now, if that feels pretty easy for you, then you can take your left hand onto the left thigh and fold a little deeper. Press yourself up and fold a little deeper. Twice more here. Up and down. Bye, Smurf. And then let that side go. Shake it out a little bit, check in, notice how did that side feel, and start to set your chair up for the other side. So going through all of that again on the other side. Now we have our right hand on the chair. We're gonna cross the left ankle over the right ankle. Reach your left arm up and over. Coming up through center, reaching up and over. And again, if this doesn't feel good to have the legs crossed, you can keep both feet flat on the ground. Also, if it feels better for your shoulder, you could take your hand onto your head or take your arm across the chest. Whatever feels good for you. One more time, just like that. Over and come back up. Let that go, shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing, but add a little cactus to the arm as we come back through center to work through that left shoulder again. Reaching up and over, then come back, cactus the arms, spread the fingers wide. Again, you can make accommodations for tight shoulders if it doesn't feel good on the left side to reach up and over. One more right here, up and over, and then let that go. All right, heading into that dropping of the chest, stretching out the left shoulder, still taking your left hand onto the back of the chair. The right hand comes onto the right thigh, and we start to sink the hips back, dropping the chest down toward the ground. Try to hold onto the chair. Try to keep the arm just slightly bent or straight, and come back up through center. So you're gonna play with how far away the feet are from the chair to help you find your end range. Even if it's different than mine, you're working with yours. So maybe you just go down a couple inches and rise on up. Maybe you drop your chest a little lower and rise on up. Wherever you are, you've got one more right here. Drop it down and lift it up. All right, nice work. Shake it out. We're gonna head into the left leg here. So both hands come onto the back of the chair. First, we're gonna start by rooting down through that right leg, pulling the left knee in toward the chest and set it down. So pulling up and setting down. If that feels pretty easy for you, then you can take your left hand to pull the leg in toward the chest and step the foot back down. You could grab either behind the thigh or in front of the shin, whatever feels better for you. Twice more here. Pull it in, let it go. Last one, pull it in and let it go. Both hands come back on the chair. We're going to kick our left heel toward our seat and step it back down. So kick and release, kick and release. If that feels pretty easy, right hand stays on the chair. Grab the foot with the left hand, pulling the heel in toward the seat, seeing if you can keep your knees closer together, not super far out to the side if you're doing that, but knees stay closer together. Twice more wherever you are. And then let it go. From here, we're straightening through the left leg onto that left heel. Our right foot is fully planted. And then let the hips sink back as you hinge forward, stretching out the back of your right or your left leg and your lower back. So you sink and lift. Option to take the right hand onto the right leg and fold a little deeper. Otherwise, keep both hands on the back of the chair, folding forward and releasing. Twice more. Hips reach back, chest reaches forward. And last one. Let that go. Nice job. Shake it, shake it, shake it out. We are going to finish seated on the chair. So come to take a seat on the chair. Sit up nice and tall. We'll take a brief twist to the right. So left hand comes either onto the right thigh or onto the right side of the chair. Right hand comes behind you, twist to the right, sit up nice and tall. Option to hold here in stillness. Or if it feels better, you can come back through center and then twist back through center and twist. Wherever you are, you've got one more breath. And then come back through center, other side, right hand, left leg, or onto the left side of the chair. Left hand could be at the back of the chair or on the seat back. Turning, holding here, or coming through center, and then twisting. Whatever feels best for you, that movement or the stationary hold. One more breath wherever you are. Come back forward. We're going to take a forward fold here so hands can come onto the thighs. Start to hinge forward just as far as feels okay for you. Maybe you stay lifted and lengthened. Maybe you start to round forward, rounding through the shoulders, letting your head hang heavy. Take 2 breaths wherever you are. Breathing into your lower back, into your hips and hamstrings. And then slowly rise on up. Nice work today. I hope that felt good for you.